Hey, Dan here with Rock and Hunt. So today we're going to go through some more dirt. This is Treasure Hunter's Gold and Gems pay dirt. And it says here that you can find up to 1 ounce of gold in this bag. Well, I paid 30 bucks for this bag. Actually, I probably paid a little less for this bag because I've been sitting on this for a while. Right now you can buy this for $29.99 and you can have your own chance to find 1 ounce of gold. Probably won't happen, but I'm sure this is going to be fun anyways. Let's go ahead and break it open and find out. Alright, let's go ahead and classify this stuff. We'll start off with a 1/2-inch classifier. Break this guy open. And it's wet, so I have to make sure I rinse off the bag afterwards. Oh, it comes with some goodies. Not sure why these gem places always have to give you wet dirt. So this is just an identification guide. So I'll probably make use of that later. Now they said there's going to be polished stones in here. I would have actually preferred not to have it polished because I like to be the ones that does the polishing. Well, it looks like we got like some red piece of jasper. What else we got in here? Everything's full of dirt. It's a stone, but I have no idea what it is. It's just a regular rock. I don't know if that's supposed to be an arrowhead or something like that. Let's go ahead and throw these in there. Good wrench. If it wasn't for the fact that this is supposed to have gold in it, I wouldn't even bother with stuff this small. I would just throw it away. You can't do anything with it. You can't do anything with it, you know, as far as like making stuff. So there is our classifications. Let's go have some fun. Alright, first scoop. I'm going to go ahead and start with, maybe not that much. Let's do it like that. I mean, basically it just looks like sand, so I'm guessing this is going to be fairly easy. So I am now down to the very last here. So I thought I'd turn the camera back on. Not sure if there's any gold in here or not, but let's take a look. Take a look together. Nothing. Nothing at all. Well, at least we'll know that there's gems in the next classification. Let's go grab those. Alright. Alright, let's see what they might have in here. And we'll go over these again too. So I get done picking this stuff out. The only thing I see so far is, well, that's just a regular rock. In fact, I see I don't know if there's going to be any gemstones in here. I mean, this is where you would find your larger, like, garnets and stuff. Just set that aside. There could be diamonds in here. I have no idea what a rough diamond looks like. So I'm just going to pan this like I would anything else. See if anything comes of it. Let's go on this side. Nothing in there. Okay, well here goes the bulk of that bag right there. These gemstones. They said gemstones and polished beach rocks, which, okay, I'm gonna waste my time with beach rocks. Anyways, let's just go ahead and toss a few of these in there. We'll rinse them off and see what they are, and we'll look at them all again in the end. I'll start off with these guys right here. I'll keep all these just in case there's something I might be missing, but I mean, that's all that is. Just an ordinary rock. I don't know, what do we think? Looks a little agate-y right here. Maybe a seam agate? Looks like this part's more like a conglomerate. There's a whole bunch of little pebbles in there. That looks like a piece of schist. And that looks like some polished rose quartz. And this big rock is nothing. Another ordinary rock. Polished green thing. I'll have to look that up to see what it is. I have no idea at this moment. Another ordinary beach rock. So far this is very underwhelming. Here's a slightly greenish beach rock. Broken amethyst point. Got a shiny black rock here. Now that could be a host of things. My first guess is obsidian. Maybe it's an Apache tier, which is basically obsidian. But who knows? Polished beach rock. It looks like it might have a little green stuff going on. Nothing for real banding. No, just ordinary rock. This, I think, is a sliver of petrified wood. And just a sliver. Can't do nothing with that. Another ordinary rock with a little zit on it. Another one of those green rocks. Ordinary beach rock. A little cubicle piece of Dalmatian jasper. That's actually kind of neat. We got kind of a crazy dice. I actually kind of like that one. Is it worth 30 bucks I paid for the bag, or how much I said I paid for it? Probably not, but it was a little fun. That's nothing. Some grayish, bluish rock. I'm trying to save the best for last. Polished beach rock. Almost looks like it's mudstone, but mudstone wouldn't be able to take a polish. Another polished. That actually might be smoky quartz. Actually, I don't know what that is. I have to look that up. A green rock. Another green rock. Same stuff, it looks like. Piece of polished quartz. Well, everybody knows what that is. Tiger's eye. I always like that stuff. This I think might be copper. I'm not 100% for sure yet. Polished piece of amethyst. Another polished piece of amethyst. Let me get the other one out here. And there's another one. I have no idea what that is. It's definitely a crystal in there, but I've never seen anything like that before. Polished piece of jasper, maybe. Another piece of jasper, I'm thinking. Some of those green rocks. Was that slate or something? I don't know. Another one of the green rocks. Now this looks like euconite. Epidote with some feldspar. Another piece of jasper, I'm guessing. And lastly, let's look at the solidite. That's actually a pretty decent piece of solidite. I love that color. Panda dregs here. I don't even really want to bother with it. I don't even want to bother with it. There's nothing in there. Okay, so there you have it. We're going to go ahead and take a closer look at these rocks again. Just quickly here to see what you kind of put them all together, and so you can see what you can expect when you buy a bag of Treasure Hunters Gold and Gems. Unfortunately, I did not find the 1 ounce of gold. Alright, let's take a look at the results of our adventure going through this gem dirt. And again, this was Treasure Hunters Gold and Gems. Gold amount I found was 0. And the gems was pretty dismal. It's all this stuff. And what I don't like is that most of this stuff is polished, and you would think that you would like polished rock. But I'm the one who wanted to polish these. You know, I wanted to do my own stuff with them. But I'm doing this review for you guys, so I went ahead and bought that stuff anyways. I knew it was going to be mostly polished. I didn't think it was going to be that much of it though. What I end up most with is this, beach rocks. Plain old beach rocks. And they count this among the treasures you're going to find, because as you see here and there, you can find beach stone and sandstone. So they're basically admitting that you're going to find some junk, but they also include the junk in with the good stuff. So let's go through what I think these might be. I think this right here is called lapis lazuli. Now I think this one is lapis lazuli. Hopefully I pronounced that right. At first I thought it was solidite, but according to the pictures that they gave me, it should be that lapis stuff. I think that is jadeite. These two I was not able to identify. This right here is a piece of euconite, which is a combination of epidote and red feldspar. I think this is petrified wood. I'm not 100% for sure. This is about the coolest thing I got. Because they made it almost like a cube, a little piece of Dalmatian jasper. So I wonder if I want to rework this and make some sort of like crazy dice out of it. I don't know. Does it roll? Yeah, it rolls. So this I just think is a polished piece of quartz. Rose quartz. 3 pieces of amethyst. One is trying to be an amethyst point at some point. And that's raw. And the other 2 pieces are polished. And there's tiger's eye. I always like tiger's eye. I love the, what do they call it, effervescent stuff. Is that what they call that? I don't know. Got some red jasper. And lastly, a little bit of green jasper. Oh, oops. That is actually a piece of amethyst. That is green jasper, I think. So just in comparison, let's bunch all these together. So you got that pile for the stuff that's actually somewhat good. And you got a lot larger pile of beach rocks. Anyway, so that's what you get. See you in a bit. Well, we got through all that treasure hunters gold and gems pay dirt, and unfortunately it didn't really pay off that well. As you saw from the results, it was mostly, you know, just regular rocks. No gold whatsoever. Didn't notice any diamonds, and it was disappointing. So the cost was $29.99, and you're gonna get what you pay for. But even like for $30, you would think I would get like 1 or 2 specks of gold. But it is what it is, and you guys are warned. So if you go on Amazon.com and you see treasure hunters gold and gems, it's not gonna give you that much unless they change their ways. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. See you later. Goodbye.